Hey everyone, welcome to Continuous Thunder. Today we are going to be talking about the dumpster fire that is Florida Georgia Line's new album, Can't Say I Ain't Country, out now on Big Machine Records. Florida Georgia Line is a country duo comprised of Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelly. They are partially responsible for the musical movement known as bro country that has been plaguing the airways for the past few years and have been topping the charts ever since their debut single Cruise in 2012. This album is just absolutely horrible, and it's so bad that I'm gonna have to go through it track by track, so buckle up. This is gonna be a long one. So right out the gate, this album has skits on it, like an old Outkast or Eminem album does. And these skits take the form of voicemails left by a character named Brother Jervell, who I guess is from the duo's church. Anyway, Jervell has this absolutely awful accent that I don't know what it's trying to be. It's not like any southern accent that I've ever heard before. And Jervell pops up 4 times on this album to introduce some of the songs. By the way, I highly doubt this, but if Brother Jervell actually ends up to be a real person who's a friend of the duo and that's actually how he talks, I'll take back everything I said about the accent. Anyway, our first introduction to Brother Jervell has to do with a member of the church getting a Tesla. There's a group of people that are gossiping about it, like saying it's a bad thing that this guy got a Tesla. And Jervell goes up to them and says that, you can't say he ain't country. He still has a big old pickup truck in his garage and everything, and says you can't turn it off like a light switch. And which is a problem in and of itself, but we'll get to that later. But this intro serves as an introduction to the first song, which is the title track, Can't Say I Ain't Country. Now, this track falls into a category of modern country songs that I like to call country Mad Libs, which is where a group just takes a bunch of country buzzwords and catchphrases and everything, picks and chooses them seemingly at random, and puts a tune to them. But the song just ends up being confusing, because with a title like Can't Say I Ain't Country, you'd expect that they'd be defending so-called uncountry decisions, but all they do is brag about how country they are. And the chorus goes, you can say I'm a redneck, you can say you don't like my truck, you can say that I talk and I dress all funny, but you can't say I ain't country. Which, it doesn't sound like they're trying to. So what are you trying to prove? Anyway, things don't get better when you get to the next track. It's called Simple, which falls into a category I like to call wholesome country love, which are the love songs that are sweet and cute, the kind that would be played at a country wedding. Now, first off, the song starts with a whistling bit that sounds like a cheap version of an Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros song. The chorus tune is so basic and simple and familiar. I played this song for my wife, and she says she swears she's heard that tune somewhere else before. And the lyrics are just plain dumb and uninspired, and there's even a point where they're spelling the word simple. The whole song just feels like it was written by a 13-year-old. Next up is Talk You Out of It, which is another wholesome country love song, but also fits into a category that I call country R&B, which are the songs that have modern pop beats, and the lyrics would be at home on any modern pop or R&B song, but it also just so happens to have southern accents and guitars, banjos, mandolins, etc. But it's about this guy who talks his significant other into going out for the night, but then after she gets all dressed up, he gets horny and doesn't want to go out anymore. Up next is another Brother Jervell skit, which leads us into the song Speed of Love, and this one actually fits into 3 overlapping country song categories on my country music Venn diagram. And that would be the country Mad Libs, wholesome country love, and another one I like to call casual country love. It's about a guy who's moving real fast with a girl that he just met at a bar to the point of buying a ring within a couple weeks. But it also ticks off some more boxes of the country buzzwords like NASCAR and burning rubber down the lane. After that is Women, which is another country R&B song that features singer Jason Derulo. If you don't pay too close attention to it, you might first get the impression that this song is highlighting the good things that women do and strong women in the singer's lives. But when you actually listen to the lyrics, the band really squanders the opportunity to talk about strong women in their lives or the accomplishments of women, and instead the verses are about how you start paying attention to girls and wanting them to pay attention to you when you're a teenager. Then there's People Are Different, which is about the weakest attempt at a call for unity song that I've ever heard. Yeah, the intended message is good, but the band plays it 100% safe on the lyrics that they use. Every type of person that they mention in the verses is someone you can find in a small country town. The farthest that they go is mentioning the left wing, but they don't dare mention the things that the left would champion, like the LGBTQ community or gun control. It's just a very safe, why can't we all get along song that's going to be listened to by grumpy country people who are going to say, yeah, why can't we all get along and agree with me? After that travesty is another wholesome country love song called Told You, which sounds like a country version of an old 50s rock and roll ballad and adds absolutely nothing new or interesting to the album. Up next is another Brother Drevell skit, and a very problematic one at that. In this one, he mentions a girl that has come up in the church prayer request basket, and it's not so subtly hinted that the reason why she's in the prayer request basket is because she ran off with some trust fund boy. She's out traveling the world and having new experiences. And Drevell mentions that the parents are worried about viruses or foodborne illnesses or something, and he expresses a wish that she would have married one of y'all boys, or any country boy, probably, from the town that they're in. And this takes us into the song Y'all Boys, and boy do we have a lot to unpack here. I will start by saying that this song has perhaps the only thing that I like on this entire album, and that's this cool rockabilly slapback guitar sample that's used in the verses. But that is literally the only thing. Otherwise, the song is another country Madlib song and fits into another country song category, and what happens to be my least favorite, which is being from the country is awesome, and if you do anything remotely uncountry, you're less than a man. The very first verse, they talk about boys who drive cars to get 55 miles per gallon and wear boots that ain't supposed to get muddy. The pre-chorus says that they're not hating on these boys, but if that's the case, why are you mentioning them negatively in a song about y'all boys with that southern drawl boys held before you gnaw rolling off just right? As if there's a right and a wrong way to say hell nah. They also ask who you're going to call if your truck gets stuck and who the pretty girls are going to fall for. Which, of course, is a country boy because they are the pinnacle of alpha masculinity. I have to get away from this one before I get too angry. Next up is Small Town, which is another country Madlib song about growing up in a small country town. Not only is this a tired subject that has been done over and over and over, but the song has honest-to-goodness rapping in it, with the over-exaggerated country accent that the boys have been singing with the entire album. Next is another half-and-half wholesome/casual country love song called Sittin' Pretty, which ticks off more country song boxes than it has to, such as the Chevrolet sitting in the driveway, once again not adding anything new or interesting to this album experience. After that is the last Brother Drevell skit, and this one doesn't actually introduce a specific song, so this one just feels plain unnecessary. After that we have Can't Hide Red featuring Jason Aldean, which is a modern country/modern rock radio song that takes 3 minutes to basically say you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. And yes, when I say modern rock radio, I mean that this is literally a Nickelback song with banjos. It also treats us to the Pulitzer Prize worthy. So what if we all backwards just because you talking faster? Hell, you ain't got no tobacco in your lip. Up next is Colorado, which tells the story of a man whose fiancée left him, so he's spending a week in the Smoky Mountains where they were going to honeymoon, getting drunk and stoned on marijuana. So yeah, going on a week-long bender after getting jilted is a real good way to deal with that rejection. Let me know if it's still working out for you when you go back home. After that, we have perhaps the two least country songs on this entire album. The first is Like You Never Had It, which sounds more like a Coldplay song, and it falls into the casual country love category. So if you put the title of the song together with that, you can basically figure out what that one's about. Next is Swerve, which is a country R&B song that is much heavier on the R&B side. This could be on a pop album with minimal changes to anything. But it's about a guy being floored by a girl that he sees at the bar. And let me just read the chorus. It's something. Hey girl, what's your name? You must get it from your mama. Does your daddy let you date with all them curves? Yeah, where you learn to dance? Yeah, I'm a two-step up to you with that booty in them pants. Way you roll in that body, feel like I'm in a Bugatti, and I know I'm about to lose control. Did you catch that? Booty in them pants, feel like I'm in a Bugatti? Did these guys forget that they're in a country band for a minute? After that, we've mercifully come to the last track on the album, which gives you tonal whiplash because it brings the tone way back down, and it's a wholesome country love song called Blessings, which, you guessed it, is about counting your blessings, because that's a totally original idea. Once again, they tick off more Mad-Libs boxes than they have to, with lines like, little house on a little land, a little creek, a little Jeep, showing that they can't go 3 songs without mentioning some kind of country-approved vehicle, lest you forget that they are country artists. You know, Bo Burnham has a bit or song that he does called Pandering, where he makes fun of modern country music, how the songs are written and the people that sing them, and you should go and look it up. It's great, it's hilarious. But this album is basically 50 minutes of that bit. And I feel like the biggest sin of this whole album is the fact that it takes those 50 minutes and it doesn't say anything. It doesn't add any value at all, no artistic value whatsoever to the world by existing. Now, I can see the comments already. The people are saying, you know, like, oh, he just doesn't get it. Look at this guy with this heavy metal t-shirt. He's just hating on country to hate on it. And no, that's not the case. I like country music. I think country music is amazing. I think some of the best songwriters have come out of country music. People like Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings and Dolly Parton and the like. And even country music back in the day that would have been considered pop country, like Patsy Cline, at least still said something. Songs like Crazy and Fall to Pieces are beautiful songs. All these people had something that they were trying to say. Their songs came from personal places, telling personal or fictional stories. The songs on this album are shallow and they say nothing. The artist is just trying to tick off the boxes on their country music bingo cards by releasing this. These songs aren't for people that country music was for. These songs are for teenage boys who drive their dad's $50,000 pickup trucks to football stadiums, to shotgun beers in the parking lot before shows that they want to see with their girlfriend, who dress up like Daisy Duke once a year to go to these shows and hope that the lead singer takes his shirt off. I'm giving this album a 0.5 out of 5. It's a shining example of lowest common denominator modern country music, and the world wouldn't miss it if it never came out. And I'm done. I can't talk about it anymore. It makes me too angry. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care. I gotta go.